WWE Clash at the Castle coming up this Saturday. We've got 5 matches announced on this card. I'm excited about 2 of them, mildly interested in one of them, and then not really interested too much at all in the other 2 matches. We're going to get right to all of that right now. Tell you who I think is going to win and tell you how I would book it, along with my excitement level. Give you my prediction for match of the night as well. That's all right now on our Clash at the Castle predictions. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, follow, and subscribe. Guys, all that good jazz. Much appreciated as we try to grow the channel. So let's start out with what's the main event here? Is it the I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, or is that World Heavyweight Championship between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre? WWE undisputed, quote unquote, even though we have 2 world championships now, undisputed WWE championship. That's the bigger of the 2 belts. At least it's been booked that way for quite a long time. So you would think that would be the main event, correct? Well, I don't know. I mean, Cody Rhodes ain't no way in heck he's losing to AJ Styles. The one that has the most intrigue is Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. At least there's a little bit of doubt that Damian Priest retains it, with Drew being in his home country. We could see him win, but I think in all likelihood what's going to happen is CM Punk comes back. We haven't seen him in, maybe a month now. I think with Judgment Day being banned from ringside, we are definitely going to see CM Punk get involved in this matchup and cost Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship. It will elude him once again. He had it for 5 minutes, and that will continue to be it, and it will all continue to be CM Punk's fault, setting up a match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk at SummerSlam. But because there's a little bit of doubt on who's going to win this, I'm booking this is my main event here. This is my main event. I think Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles will be just fine. It'll be another quality match. But I'm booking Priest and Drew McIntyre. And my excitement level for that one, it's probably this match I'm second most excited about. First match I'm most excited about is Sami Zayn and Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship, and how that's all going to play out with the Alpha Academy. Will we see Otis, Maxine, Tozawa turn into baby faces? Especially interested to see if this is where we see Otis turn and then get him back to being an uber baby face like he was right before the pandemic. To me, that's the most intriguing storyline leading into this pay-per-view. So that's the one that I'm most excited about. And then second would be Priest and McIntyre. Maybe I'll give them a tie. I do think that Sami Zayn and Chad Gable will end up being, as far as just from a pure wrestling standpoint, it is my prediction for match of the night. But yeah, told you how I would book Priest and McIntyre. I do think Damian Priest retains the championship because CM Punk will cost Drew McIntyre. My excitement level for that one is at about an 8.5. So same goes for Sami Zayn, Chad Gable. You know what? I don't know. I'm a little more excited about it. I'm gonna go 8.8 for my excitement level on that matchup, and I would absolutely book it to where finally we got to pay off this story at some point. We've seen him keep teasing it. Well, if you keep teasing it, and then Otis keeps doing heel things, the crowd does boo him. They do boo him at times whenever he's doing it. They want him to be a babyface, but then they see him keep siding with Chad Gable. There's always that doubt there. So the doubt's still there. So I think that that's okay, because the doubt's there, that whenever he does go to being a babyface here, hopefully, in the rest of that group, that it's paid off nicely. I just think you got to pull the trigger at some point or you risk losing the crowd's interest. And I think they've done a good job with this. I don't think they should drag it out anymore, though. I think now's the time. And I think that's how you protect Chad Gable in all of this, set up a rivalry with him and Otis. I do not think Chad Gable is winning this Intercontinental Championship. I think that it will be Otis mainly that does cause Chad Gable to not win this matchup and allows Sami Zayn to retain the championship. But will absolutely come down maybe where we see a ref bump. I think it's quite possible we see a ref bump in this matchup, and then Otis tells him to go get a chair or something like that. He goes and gets it. Wants him to use it on Sami Zayn, or maybe it's the Intercontinental Championship, just some kind of foreign object weapon. Wants him to use it on Sami Zayn, and then maybe Otis turns around and uses it on Chad Gable. I don't necessarily think it will be out of nowhere where he hits him with it, although, I mean, that would make the pop be that much better. But I think it makes more sense with the way the story has been going for Chad Gable to push him, slap him, and finally we see Otis just lose it and snap on Chad Gable. Now, how does Maxine and Tozawa play into all that? We shall see. I just think the main story there has been with Otis, and I think he's going to be a big baby face after Clash at the Castle. So that's how I'd book that. I know I'm kind of jumping around here a little bit, but those are the two matches that I'm most interested in, is that World Heavyweight Championship between Priest and McIntyre and the Intercontinental Championship between Zayn and Gable. That's how I'd book both of them, and my excitement level, like I said, for that Intercontinental Championship, just a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher than the World Heavyweight, 8.8 and 8.5. The I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, my excitement level's at about a 6. Yeah, I'll say 6. Maybe 5, maybe even 5.5. I'll say 5.5. They had a good match last time. That was kind of enough for me. I just don't think they have anybody else for Cody Rhodes right now, and it was great. I did like the fake retirement that AJ Styles did to kind of set this match up. It was a little bit of a stretch, though, on how they set it up with Cody Rhodes saying, oh, you know what? Oh, you want to say you're retiring and you're quitting professional wrestling? Well, then I challenge you to an I Quit match. I was like, I mean, I get where you're coming from there. It's a little bit of a stretch on how that correlates all together, but I get it. I do get it. I think this will be an okay match. Like I said, no way in hell Cody Rhodes says I quit. I just think that they continued this storyline because, I don't know, didn't have much else for Cody Rhodes at this point. And I think his reign so far is, you can check me out on Spotify now. I got different audio versions of the podcast as well. I've talked about that before on one of those, how Cody Rhodes' championship reign has gone so far. I think it's gone fine. But I do think that after this is all said and done, hopefully they amp it up. Whoever it is, Randy Orton or somebody else at SummerSlam for him, they got to amp it up. Him and AJ Styles has been good-ish, average, above average, but not great. And just like anything else in life, I don't want good. I want great. So we'll see if they can turn this good into great after this pay-per-view. I don't know. Maybe do the OC get involved? That would be a heel thing to do. Keep AJ Styles' heel run going and true to form and getting the OC back together. Although we got Michin's kind of a baby face, right? Well, I don't know if they bring her into the mix at all, or do we just see the Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows, try to get involved? Cody Rhodes fights off them. I want to see Cody Rhodes just having to go through everybody, make him look that much stronger. We don't need to make him look like a super duper superhero, like it's not believable. You got to keep it believable, but I like it whenever make him go through everybody, man, just like I've talked about before. So yeah, have the Good Brothers come out and try to screw him over. Cody Rhodes, I don't know, is he getting any help or not? There's been talk about possibly bringing in Arn Anderson to be his manager. I don't know if there's any truth to that at all. Cody even talked about it in one of the press conferences recently, and it was just kind of a question out of left field, so I don't know how much truth there is to him actually getting a manager. We already seen him have. I loved it whenever Arn Anderson was his manager in AEW. I loved it. I love Arn Anderson. That's how I came to love professional wrestling, is scrolling through the TVs on a Saturday night as a kid, and my step-grandpa was there, and we're scrolling through the TV. I was like, oh, go back. I was like, that guy looks like you, and that guy was Arn Anderson, so I love Arn Anderson for that reason, so I wouldn't mind if he was his manager. Like I said, I have no idea if there's any truth to that at all. But if we see Cody get some help, if the Good Brothers do get involved, maybe it's him. I don't know. Maybe it's Orton. I don't know. I doubt it. I just, to me, I'm booking it. I'm having Rhodes no help. Go through everybody. Go through the Good Brothers. Finally gets AJ Styles to say, I quit. The other two matches, I'm mildly excitement level 4. For the Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill triple threat tag team title defense against Fire and Dawn and Baszler and Stark. Only because I love Jade Cargill. That's the absolute only reason. I don't think the women's tag team division is very strong. I like Fire and Dawn, but I don't think they've been built up very good at all. I mean, why would I think they're going to win after Baszler and Stark beat them? I think it was on SmackDown this past week, or maybe it was Raw the other night. They beat Fire and Dawn clean, so I believe it was. So why would I have any faith in Fire and Dawn? I do like them, but I have 0% faith in them. And like I said, my interest for this match at about 3.5, 4. Belair, Cargill definitely will retain here. As far as how the exact finish goes, I think it'll be pretty cut and dry. I don't think there's going to be any kind of wonky finish here. I think Belair and Cargill go over clean. As far as who takes the pin, Isla Dawn. I'll say Isla Dawn takes the pin via the finisher. That's how that one will be booked, how it will go down. Bayley and Piper Niven for the WWE Women's Championship. I'll tell you what, I had my excitement level was at about a 1 up until Piper Niven gave that promo the other night on SmackDown. Pretty decent promo. Got my excitement level up to about a 2.5, 3, but that's as far as I'm going with this. I'm sure Chelsea Green will try to get involved. Prediction, she gets banned from ringside, cause a distraction. Piper Niven gets distracted. Bayley able to hit her finisher and retain the WWE Women's Championship, and hopefully they get something else stronger going for Bayley after this. It's just, I don't know, my interest level in her, since she's won this championship, has just not been very high. And no offense to Piper Niven, like I said, I think she did a great job in this promo of at least getting me kind of, sort of, somewhat, at least to have a heartbeat for this match. Credit to Piper Niven on that. And I think, over time, Niven and Piper could be, just keep trying to build them up. They could be halfway decent, but it's just not doing much for me as far as it goes for a challenger for Bayley at this point in time. So, yeah, Simon level very low. And, that's an overall excitement level for Clash at the Castle. I don't know, not that many matches. Consider I'm only really, truly excited about 2 of them. I would say my excitement level is at about a 6.8. Almost a 7, but not quite. Now, I do believe, if we've been following, check that. It just went up. Went up to about an 8 because of the intrigue of the possibility of Uncle Howdy. Whatever we're going to see, the debut, Wyatt 6, whatever it is that they're going to do, all the QR codes, I do believe, are leading to this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Well, maybe it says 20, though. Didn't it say the 20th on there? Or there's a countdown to the days. I don't know. It's either SmackDown or this weekend. I'm not really sure. That's probably just more on me not knowing rather than them trying to trick us. So if you do know whatever the countdown was, whenever that said, let me know in the comments. But because I'm an idiot and I'm not really sure, and it might be at Clash at the Castle, I'm going to just keep suspending my disbelief on that, and because that gets my excitement level a little bit higher, that maybe we'll see them this weekend. But if it's me, I don't know. I'm putting it for the whole world to see, and I'm doing that on SmackDown. I think it did it say 620? Or that was just how many days were left? I don't know. But, anywho, that is my Clash at the Castle predictions. If it's me, I'm not bringing the Wyatt 6. I'm waiting until SmackDown. I'm waiting and doing that on SmackDown. If it was SummerSlam, sure, I might do it at SummerSlam, but they're obviously not going to hold out that long. It's coming very, 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 very soon. If not this weekend or whenever it's set on that countdown, whenever that's going to expire, that's when they're coming. And I'll look forward to that. Then I am looking forward to Clash at the Castle this weekend. Be sure to let me know your predictions in the comments. And please, please, please give this video a like. If you liked what you see, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah. God bless.